welcome on into another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, Nick beside me, occupancy down below, and we are ready to break down some baseball and NHL playoffs. So we'll just jump right into the first game. Deja vu. We're talking about this game again. The Nationals plus 135 are in Miami, minus 155, a total 8.5. We discussed this matchup yesterday, and we all liked Miami in certain ways. And they won 8-2, I believe. So basically, they covered everything that with the team totals. They just covered everything that we wanted from them. And now they're back at it again today. And I like them again today. Nothing really changes from yesterday, except the pitcher here. Joan is his last name Jones? Sorry,
Adon. Joan Adon.
Joan Adon. Yeah, he has not been good. Aaron Sanchez wasn't good yesterday. He started off kind of good and got a little scary there, but Joan Adon here, 1-6, 7.03 ERA. Cody Poteet won't pitch very long, most likely. It looks like under 4 innings. But he has been very good to start the year. So I'm going to be looking at Miami here. I have their money line in a parlay with a game that is already currently going on. So I would be recommending to parlay Miami. Actually, no, I was incorrect. Sorry. I have Miami parlayed with the Yankees. Miami money line, Yankees money line for plus 130. I like the Marlins here to continue off where they left off yesterday. Nick, Nationals and Marlins. Any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Tim and I cashed the Marlins run line as a best bet over on the site yesterday, so that was definitely a really nice one there. I also had their team total over, so both those came through. I'm going right back to Miami today, and when we look at these two pitchers, we have Petit, who's actually not looked half bad. He has decent numbers, a 214 BABIP, a 271 FIP, a 3.69 Sierra. And looking at the Joan Adon, he walks 6.47 batters per 9 innings, a 308 BABIP, a 548 FIP, and a 5.20 Sierra. So he's not looking great this season. I continue to look at Miami here in this series. I'll probably look for them to sweep tomorrow as well. I got them first 5 in full game run lines. I got the first 5 run line at a minus 115, and I got the full game run line at a plus 120. So I think that even with Petit on the mound, not my favorite pitcher to back with Miami, but he's actually looked pretty decent so far this season. So I'm going to look to back him in Miami to take care of business again against the Washington Nationals. So first 5 full game run lines here.
All right. I like it. Occupancy, Nationals, Marlins. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, similar to you guys. I was also on the Miami minus 1.5 and the full game over. That inning was pretty crazy. I don't know if you saw it with the couple missed throws and this cleared the bases. A lot of runs scored there. No, really not a whole lot for me in this game, guys. If anything, I'm looking to back Miami again, but I haven't gotten to anything yet.
All right. We'll move on to the next game. Also a game we talked about yesterday. And I have some shit to give the Angels here in a second.
Yeah.
To get there. The Angels minus 130 are in Texas plus 110, a total of 8.5 here. If you watched yesterday's show, you'll remember that I went big on the Angels yesterday. I made them my best bet. I was on the first 5, full game, money line and parlays. I absolutely loved the spot for the Angels. They went up 3-0 in the top of the first, and I thought, okay, here we go. This is what I want to see. And then Syndergaard came to the mound and allowed 6 runs in the bottom of the first. And after that, I kind of thought, oh, okay, so this is how it's going to go. And that's exactly how it went. It was a horrible game. The Angels lost 7-4. They never really had a chance to come back. Different day, moving on. And now they're facing Hearn, a pitcher who I love to fade. And sorry, my screen's freezing here. For the Angels, the pitcher is Detmers, who's coming. Is it coming off the no-hitter, or is this the game after?
Nope, this is his first start since the no-hitter.
All right, so he's coming off a no-hitter. Obviously, you can't expect him to do better than that. And I don't expect him to be perfect here. I just expect him to be better than Hearn. And I expect the Angels to bounce back here. So I'm going right back to the Angels again. Hopefully I don't regret it like I did last night. But I think they'll bounce back here in this spot. Nick, Angels and Rangers. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, we do have our best bet on the side in this game, but I'll look at a total a little bit in this one here, and I don't trust either of these pitchers right now. Taylor Hearn is definitely vulnerable to give up runs as well, and then Reed Detmers is coming off that no-hitter, which is never a spot you ever want to trust pitchers to keep runs down afterwards. So I think both these pitchers may get hit a little bit tonight, similar to last night, so I'd lean towards an over in this game, but our best bet's on the side of this one, and that's it.
All right. Occupancy, Angels and Rangers. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, I was also on the Angels yesterday. Don't know if it was an injury related, what Syndergaard went through, but he just got shaken up. I don't know if he's back in full form or not. A lot of people are talking about that on a side note. But no, this Angels team, I'm still looking to back. I have their run line -1.5 and a parlay. Which I have with another game on the slate and 2 hockey games. So I got a little 4-teamer cross sport, all puck lines and run lines, which would be great to cash. And I think the Angels get the job done tonight.
Sorry, my computer froze there. I like it. So we'll move on to the next one here. The Twins, -120 are in Oakland, +100. Total 7 in this one. I was on the Twins yesterday. They won, so that was awesome. Pretty much the game kind of went as I expected. And now this game, not so much. So I said on yesterday's show, Oakland is the worst team in the league against right-handed pitchers. Their stats are absolutely dreadful against righties. And that was shown last night with 1 run scored. Now they're coming back here facing another righty, Dylan Bundy. Bundy was absolutely amazing his first 3 starts. He looked like a completely different pitcher. And now his last 2 starts, he's looking like the Dylan Bundy we all know and love to fade. However, like I said, Oakland is really bad against righties. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect here. But the total is 7 at -120. I'm kind of thinking we can get some runs in this one. Even though Oakland are absolutely horrible against righties, I do expect Dylan Bundy to give up, I would say, at least 3 runs here. And Caprillion here on the other side, he could get hit by this Twins lineup as well. So I like the over 7 in this one. Nick, Twins and Athletics, what do you think here?
Yeah, this is mainly a fade on Capillarian in this one here. I am on the Twins, and I got this at a terrible price. I did not expect money to come in on the Athletics here, as this line, I believe, moved. The run line's moved 20 cents on me. I got it at +120. You can now get the run line around +140. So I'm kind of surprised about that. But I do think this Twins team should be able to hit Capillarian a little bit here tonight. I probably should have looked more toward the team total over with the Twins rather than a run line. But I do think they are the better overall team in this game. And team total over 3.5, I wouldn't talk anybody off of. That's only a -130. So that's kind of where I'd lean in this game now. But I do have the run line with the Twins.
All right. Occupancy, Twins and Athletics.
Yeah. I said on the show yesterday that Oakland keeps these games close. They've had 3 games in their last 4. Sorry, that's not correct. I've looked at the data wrong there. They lost 1-3 and 1-4 in their last 2. And then aside from that blowout, they won by 1. So they keep these games close is my point. And no, I think I'm not really going to bet this game. It seems like a good baseball game, but there's another one on the slate that's really got my eye. So I just didn't get to anything on this one.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. We'll move on to last pitch. So not a lot for me on baseball here today. A couple things that are already going here that are live. But I'll quickly give my opinion here on the rest of the slate. As I said, I like Miami parlayed with the Yankees. Seattle is back in Toronto. Gilbert against Barrios. Blue Jays minus 140 in this one. So I can definitely see some people jumping on Seattle, the plus money, because it does appear here that Gilbert has the advantage pitching over Barrios. But I still have confidence in Barrios. I think he is going to bounce back eventually. So I have nothing in this game right now, but I will probably, similar to yesterday, be looking in a Barrios strikeout prop or out prop mixed with some Blue Jays hitters. So check my spreadsheet in the description of this video for any picks on that. Nothing really in the White Sox KC. Boston, I got sucked into that plus money with Houston yesterday, which was definitely a mistake. I should have stayed off as it was, but seeing the plus money, I got kind of
gotcha.
Yeah, I got caught in a trap. So won't be doing that tonight again. Mats against Walker, St. Cardinals and Mets game 2. Would lean with the Cardinals here. Mets are not very good against lefties, but I'll have to look into that a little bit more. And then as we went over, Angels, Giants and Rockies, I was backing Cool, but he got absolutely smashed by the Giants in his last game. So I won't be backing him here in this spot. And then, as I said, I like the over Minnesota Oakland and nothing in Angels Dodgers game 2. Nick, anything else in the world of baseball that you want to go over?
Yeah, currently I'm holding a White Sox minus 1.5 ticket, so that's looking okay right now. They're up 3-0. I am on the Rays, their team total over and their run line tonight against Detroit. I did have Detroit yesterday. I also did have Boston first 5 run line yesterday. That was definitely no sweat. The 2 outs in the 5th inning, they got the pass ball and cashed that. So, but yeah, I am once again a little bit heavy on the Yankees tonight. I have their first 5 full game run lines and their team total over, expecting them to smack around Spencer Watkins, which I'm not super high on. His advanced analytics are really bad. High FIP, high Sierra, all that fun jazz. I did play the Mariners first 5 and full game run lines again, or first 5 full game money lines against the Blue Jays tonight. I just love Logan Gilbert. His numbers check out, and I know he's been better as of late, but they've lost the last couple of starts with Barrios on the mound. I don't know if they get him much run support here against who I think could be a top 10 Cy Young candidate with Logan Gilbert this year. So I'm on the Mariners in that train. I got to a little bit of the Cubbies on the run line at plus 160. I'm also on Giants run line. And then the game 2 between Arizona and LA, I took Merrill Kelly with the Diamondbacks in the first 5 innings at plus 140.
All right. Occupancy, anything else in the world of baseball that you want to go over?
Yeah, like Nick, I'm currently on some White Sox. Did a lot of capping for this game. So once this game's over, yeah, I have them at minus 2.5, and I had some first 5 bets with them. So looking forward to that. Hopefully that clears. But no, the couple games on the slate that got my eyes wide are the Detroit Rays game. I watched Brisky pitch his last outing, and he's not that great, I don't think. And especially when you're holding Tampa to 2 runs in the game before, I think they wake up in that ballpark down there. It's a pretty hitter friendly place. I'm on Tampa, first 5 money line, first 5 team total over 1.5, and full game run line for the Rays. The other game that has my attention is Atlanta, Milwaukee. We got Davidson on the mound, who I don't think has had a ton of innings pitched, but I'm seeing a 16.88 ERA. And it just they bucked the trend yesterday. These are two teams that have a lot of runs. So I was on some overs, and it all fell apart pretty quickly with that game. So I'm going to go back to that and probably look at a Milwaukee team total over. I think that that's a good way to play it. I think they just hit this guy Davidson. And honestly, there's the Tampa game is pretty much like where most of my attention is. I'm going to get to the Philly Padres game. I think that you have some good value with San Diego as underdogs here. I know Clevenger doesn't have the advantage necessarily with the pitching department with regards to the advanced stats. His FIP is a little higher than his opponent there, 4 to a 3 basically. So F1's got a little bit of an advantage in that department, but I think this Padres team is overall stronger. So I'll be looking to back them, and then really like not a whole lot. There's a lot of games here, and that's just where I'm looking for today.
Perfect. So that's it for baseball. Now we'll go on to hockey, and we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to start with NHL Round 2 Series thoughts. So basically, we'll go around here and give our opinions on who we think are going to win the series. So I'll start, and I'll go with tonight's games. Tampa Bay and Florida. I am on Tampa Bay to win the series. St. Louis, Colorado. I'm on Colorado to win the series. For tomorrow's games in the Rangers and Carolina series, I'm going with another underdog, and I'm taking the Rangers to win the series. And then in the final, Edmonton and Calgary, I'm taking the Flames. So I parlayed each of those together, the 2 underdogs, Tampa and Rangers, and the 2 favorites, Colorado and Calgary, and a 4-teamer round 2 series parlay. So that's what I think is going to happen. And if you want my Stanley Cup final picks, I think it's going to be Calgary and the Rangers. I think it's going to be Calgary and New York facing off for the Cup. That is my thoughts. Nick, NHL round 2. Who do you got?
Yeah, we'll start with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I have Tampa in 7 against Florida. I still think they're that championship pedigree, and they have that winning culture. I think they go to the Eastern Conference Finals. There's my big underdog. I have the Blues to beat the Colorado Avalanche. Blues in 6. I think that this team is just deeper. They have the scoring talent, I think, to play a full series against Colorado and compete. And the way Binnington played during the playoffs here so far, I think that the goaltending matchup's a lot closer than people think. So I like St. Louis plus 300. That's just a disrespectful price when you're looking at these two teams. I just think that St. Louis is a team that could be hoisting Lord Stanley at the end. So I got the Blues in that series. I got the Hurricanes in 5. Like I have Hurricanes minus 1.5 games and minus 2.5 games at plus 210 bet. Like I think that that's just a bad mismatch, and I think that the Hurricanes should take care of business. They're the deeper team. They have scoring from all 4 lines. Even when on that 4th line, I believe there's Martinook and Kakaniemi on that 4th line that can still score. So you get crazy depth. You got great defensemen for Carolina. Down the line, they don't have that Norris Trophy, Adam Fox, but they have consistency and they got balance throughout their defensive core. And then you get Antti Raanta, who looked great in the first round. Oh yeah, they're also getting their starting goaltender back if they want to play him with Anderson. I think they stick with Raanta because I think you stick with the hot hand with a little bit of a short leash, and then you go to Anderson if Ronta struggles in game 1. And then the other series is Calgary and Edmonton. I think Calgary in 5. Like, I think that's another series where I have 1.5, 2.5 minuses with Calgary. I said either whoever makes it out of that Calgary Dallas series is going to take care of business against Edmonton, because Edmonton's not a playoff style hockey team. They got a decent matchup in the first round, which I thought was going to be a tough matchup for them, which was. They took the Kings took the Oilers to 7 games. So I think that this is a big step up in competition for the Edmonton Oilers. I think it's too much for the Oilers. So I had the Flames in 5 in that series.
All right. Isaac says, gosh darn it, Nick. Isaac, that's my thoughts exactly all the time. That's what I say. I'm like, gosh darn it, not. But yeah, no, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I can totally see like why you would take Carolina. But hey, they Boston took them to 7 games. I think the Rangers can do the same.
I think Boston's a better team than New York, though.
I would disagree with that too, but that we could do a whole show on that. Occupancy, round 2, series thoughts. What do you think happens?
Yeah, we all have some different opinions here. Don't agree with either of you in some series, and some I do. So not going to pick a side for the Tampa-Florida round 2. I'm on the Tampa puck line tonight. So I think Tampa is going to end up winning tonight, but not really convinced with them on 7, just because it could be Florida's year. And I just want to watch those games before I really decide on that. But Tampa puck line tonight, I think, and Vasilevsky saves over 29, I think, and Nick Paul props, I think, for this game. For the Avalanche, I'm on the Avalanche puck line tonight. I think the Avalanche are going to win in 5 or 6. I think it's a different class here, and I think Colorado's sick of their playoff woes, and I just think they're really a really high-powered team that is going to be tough to stop. So I fully back in Colorado there. I'm on the Colorado puck line tonight. So the parlay that I have is Colorado puck line, Tampa puck line, Tampa Bay Rays puck line, and the Angels run line. So there's 4-teamer there. It pays pretty nice if it hits. For the other series, I like Carolina. I am a little worried about running into Shesterkin and kind of, sort of what Ottinger did. I could see Igor doing it and maybe throwing a little wrench in Carolina's plans. But I still think overall Carolina comes out ahead in that one. The series price, minus 200? It's just a little steep. And then in this last, the way I wanted to play this Calgary one, and I might do the same thing with Carolina, but I think Calgary comes out ahead. But I also could see Connor and company taking a game or 2 and making it closer than people think. So I'm not super sold on necessarily like putting a ton of money onto Calgary ahead of time either. The only one I would really do that with is Colorado. But those are just my thoughts here. Just the only 2 pre-picks would be Colorado and Carolina.
By the way, to touch on Toby's comment there, Wimp, go with minus 1.5 at plus 330. Come on.
No, don't get too crazy. don't donate too much money to the book, Nick. But no, hey, the 3 of us have different thoughts, and that's awesome. Most people, it's going to be hard to, even with 4 teams obviously going on. It's going to be tough to find everybody with the same opinions, and that's how it goes. So we'll move
parity in hockey.
Yeah, especially with all the game 7s. Like, I think we still see I think we see at least 2 game 7s.
I think we can see game 7s in 2 series. Yeah, I think the Blues and the Avs can go 7, and I think the Lightning and the Panthers are going to go 7. That would be I said Lightning and 7. I think that we could see 7 games between those 2.
All right.
And who wouldn't want 7 games between the Panthers and the Lightning?
Perfect segue right here. Lightning plus 145 are in Florida minus 165. A total 6.5 here. I don't know what's up with this price, but okay, yes, Florida's at home. Yes, they should be favorites in this game, but Tampa Bay should not be plus 145 in this game. Florida, throughout the playoffs, does not deserve to be at the price they are currently at. Okay, regular season, I could see it, but based on what we've seen from the playoffs so far, obviously Tampa Bay went to 7 games against Toronto, but this price is incorrect in my opinion, and I think Tampa Bay has a good chance of winning Game 1. So at a really good price, I am on it. I'm going to be on Tampa Bay money line, but I'm also taking the team total over 3.5, which is plus 140. I think Tampa Bay can score 4 goals, and I think this is going to be a high-scoring series. So I would not talk anybody off Tampa Bay and the over as well, which you would get at a very nice price. Nick, Lightning, and Panthers. The Battle of Florida. Oh, that's interesting. We're going to have the Battle of Florida and the Battle of Calgary in the same year. That's interesting.
Battle of Alberta, yeah.
Yeah, Alberta.
Yeah, and I think the reason why we see this line the way it is a little bit is something that Ben Church in the chat says. Braden points out. Looking at the adjusted lineups then for the Lightning, we're going to see Cirelli centering the top line with Stamkos and Kucherov. Nick Paul will move up to the third line to center Killorn and Palat. Ross Colton will center the third line with Jan Ruda and Brandon Hagel. And then Pierre Bellemare will be centering Perry and Maroon. So that's kind of the way, the reason why that kind of moved that way is because they won't have Braden Point. And I mean, we've seen this before at Tampa Bay. They make it through playoff series without even with big injuries. I mean, this is a team a couple years ago that won the cup without Stamkos for basically the whole time. So I'm not worried about one injury on this Tampa Bay team. This team has that championship pedigree, and that's kind of what I'm backing this team off of, is that they have that winning culture. And Florida, they finally won their first playoff series since 95-96. And to be completely honest, I don't know if they should have won that series. Washington kind of gave them that series with the few of the blown leads that they had. Honestly, we could be sitting here talking about the Lightning and the Capitals right now, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm also a little bit bitter that they blew a few leads and I lost a plus 280 ticket that could have easily won. I mean, this was the Capitals were a team that was 2 minutes away from being up 3-1. So, no, I'm still not sold on the Panthers. I'm just not. They can make the Stanley Cup Finals. I probably still won't be sold on them because it is what it is. They're the President's Trophy winners. They should have won that. They should have been the big favorite in that series, whatever. But yeah, I'm not sold on them completely here. I'm going to back the team that's won it the last few years and continue to back them here. I have Tampa Bay.
Tom also plays a Caps win.
Yeah, I can see that.
Water under the bridge. Hey, Toby, I'm right there with you.
Melissa, I saw an interesting.
We're all
an interesting Twitter post with Washington and Pittsburgh, how their dynasties have kind of ended because they've lost in the first round of the playoffs 4 straight years, both of them.
Well, yeah, I would agree that their dynasties have ended. It sounds like Malkin and Letang will both be going elsewhere, based on what I've been hearing. So, Donnie says this series is Florida Stanley Cup. Yeah, they got to try to find a way to beat this rival this year. Yeah. And Toby thinks Nicholas Backstrom is done in DC. That would be pretty crazy to see him in a different uniform. Occupancy, Lightning, and Panthers. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think Bobrovsky gives up too many goals. 3-1, 5-2, 3-3 was what he led up in the first round. And just against the Tampa team, it's not going to cut it. But I got to give respect to the Florida offense because I think they can also win a game or two. So I think this goes the distance at the end of the day. I'm on the Tampa puck line tonight, and that's kind of where I'm going to start with the series. and then kind of see from there. But I will tell you, for player props, anyone who looks at that, Nick Paul, he's a must. Minus 136 for him to get 2 shots on goal. And I was running that same play with Seth Jarvis, who was his first year in the league. And I know he's getting top line minutes, but still Nick Paul's minutes are up. I know point being out affects that, but he had 22 minutes, 19, 17, 18, looking back in this series. So he's getting the minutes, and I would not talk anyone off him to get a point or the shots on goal. And then the one I'm just thinking about, the Vasilevsky 29 saves. Florida peppered Samsonov. Just looking back, 31 shots in their last win. The game before that, 38, 32. So we all know Florida, how they play. I think Vasilevsky can get there. Wouldn't talk anyone on a ladder for this one, just because Tampa can play a little bit tighter. But I think he gets 29. That's how I'm looking at this game.
One more thing I wanted to mention when it came to the Panthers so far, one thing we haven't seen them do in the playoffs is score a power play goal.
Still?
They went 0 against the Washington Capitals.
Wow.
I just wanted to put that out there. Their power play is atrocious right now.
And Washington special teams are nothing right on.
They were amazing during that first round.
Yeah.
They just dominated the 5-on-5 Florida.
All right, and we'll move on to the second and last game of the night. Hockey's short now with the playoffs. There's no 14-game slates anymore, so we'll go on to this one here. The Blues plus 180, Colorado minus 220, a total 6.5. My thoughts right now is to stay off this. I'd like the over, but minus 140, not really too much. What I might do is parlay both games over 5.5 together and see what kind of price I can get there, because I do expect goals in both games. So I might look at parlaying 5.5 and 5.5 for both of these, but nothing as of right now for this game. Nick, wearing the Blues jersey, I'm sure you probably have a bet in this game. What is it?
Yeah, I'm obviously on the Blues in this one here, plus 180. I locked that in a couple days ago when I saw that line first drop. Minus 220, I get it there at home. But this is also, you got to keep in mind, Colorado is coming in. They haven't played a game in 8 days. I think that you may be able to look at maybe a first period play with the Blues as well. Maybe they come out a little bit sharper than the Avalanche, who could probably sleepwalk through half this game. Because I can see some rust on this team not playing after sweeping here. I don't think sweeping your opponent's an advantage in the first round, to be completely honest, because you do get a large period of wait time. And I noticed a few years ago, in the East, there was a pattern of if you swept the team the previous round, you got swept that round. Like I saw that. I remember it was Islanders swept Pittsburgh, Carolina swept the Islanders, Boston swept the Hurricanes. I mean, like we've seen things like that where sweeping your opponent's not always an advantage in the first round. Yeah, you get out of there healthier, but then you have a long wait. So at the very least, I think the Blues steal game 1 here. And also I can see this being a slow offensive start for Colorado. I took a shot here. I got a 3.5 for a team total at plus 125 to the under. So I took Colorado's team total under 3.5 at plus 125, a little bit of a price tag. I can see this being a little bit lower scoring of the game. Bennington looked pretty good in the last 3 games of that first round after he replaced Husso, and I think we can continue to see a Bennington similar to what we saw in 2019, hopefully. So I do think the Blues are a team that can steal games and make a little bit of a run here, and I think plus 180 is very disrespectful for them.
All right. In this series, I just hope they beat each other up, so Calgary can take care of whoever wins the series, and then I'll be happy. Occupancy, Blues and Avs. What do you think here?
Yeah, it's a little worrisome that a lot of people I respect in this community are all on the Blues tonight. It makes me it keeps me off putting like a full unit down on the Avalanche. Like I mentioned, I already have the Avalanche puck line in a parlay, and that is the way I see this game going. But I think there is a lot of disrespect out there for the Blues. I think the Blues can make this series competitive. I just don't think it's going to happen tonight. I'm looking back at the 2021 NHL second round playoffs. Avalanche won that first game 7-1 versus the Knights, and then they won 3-2 in overtime, and then Vegas won 4 in a row. So I could kind of see if the Blues are going to be the ones winning, for it to kind of go down that way. I'm not worried about the rust. I know even some of the ex-pro players are betting on the rust tonight. They think Colorado is going to come out sleepwalking. I don't see it. I think they cover the spread. And for value plays, Kemper's save props are at 26.5 for -125, and that's not asking for that many. So I think if you're really looking into that, that could be a good play, regardless of winner or loser. You get Kemper saves 27. I think that hits.
All right. And we'll move on along to best bets and everything. And we'll start with dog of the day. 4 of us
That's
saw all
scary.
the same thing. Tampa Bay money line, or Tampa Bay as the dog of the day. For me, Nick, Toller, and Bryant. Sam went with the Blues as his dog of the day. And then we'll go on to our occupancy. Any dogs that you like today?
Yeah, my bad. I was just it's loading. My computer's being slow. I could add it, or if you want, Tampa for the dog. Just opening up here.
Yeah, no worries. And then over or under. I do like the over. I do like the over in a couple of games, but in baseball and hockey, but not really enough that I want to throw it on here. So I'm not going to really force one out here. That's why it's optional. Nick, you went with Milwaukee and Atlanta over 8 in MLB. Toller went with St. Louis, Colorado first period over 1.5. Bryant went with Miami, Washington first 5 over 4. And Sam went with Houston, Boston over 8.5. Occupancy, is there a total that you like today?
No totals for me.
All right. Best bets, best parlay pieces. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay team total over 3.5. I think they score 4 goals tonight. I won't be surprised if I need an empty netter to get the 4th one. But then I won't be surprised if it's like a 6-5 game. So I like the Tampa Bay team total over 3.5. Stamkos over 0.5 point is my parlay piece. Nick, you're going Blues money line as your best bet. Blues plus 2.5 as your parlay piece. Toller is going Tampa Bay first period, tie no bet, which is essentially the money line, plus 120. And his parlay piece is Colorado money line. Bryant is taking Tampa Bay Lightning money line as his best bet, and Tampa Bay Rays in MLB as his parlay piece. Sam is taking Miami Heat first quarter -0.5 from the NBA as his best bet, and taking Yankees money line as his parlay piece. Occupancy is typing in his right now. Kemper over 27.5 saves as your best bet and parlay piece. I'll unmute you here.
Go Colorado money line.
Colorado money line. Perfect. All right. And that is the show. Best luck to everybody tonight. Smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy the content. We appreciate all the support. And we will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Have a good one, guys.